Just a quick drawing, just for fun. This is a picture from Pixabay of a horse, and let's draw the head of the horse. The eyes. And it's just a quick sketch, so I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit. I never know beforehand how big it's gonna be on the paper, so I have to adjust a little bit. And yeah, it's just a spontaneous sketch. And I usually draw people here on this channel, so why not a horse now? That ear. And I think I got the outlines more or less now. And now I'm going to add some tonal values. And it's a white horse, so I cannot make it too dark. And I just search for horse on Pixabay, so you can find this image yourself on that same site. And you can use it freely, these images, so that's a nice site for finding images for this kind of drawings. I don't want to get into trouble with copyright issues, so I like to use Pixabay for that. And this is not a neat drawing, it's just a lot of rough scratching. And that can also be fun. I want to give the horse more of its character now. And also a little bit of background. And when you make a background, it can be convenient to choose the direction of the hatchings a bit, you know, making a sort of contrast with the hatchings in the drawing itself. I'm not saying that's always necessary, but it might help to set it apart a bit. Now I've lost the ears a little bit, so I need to adjust that now. And now we want to concentrate on the head of the horse. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I'm actually working more refined now. As I've started the drawing, I was drawing very roughly. And you can finish a drawing in that same vein, but at this moment I like to take things a little bit easier, more refined, and see if I can make a more refined drawing of this horse. Trying to get the right expression of the eyes. It's a laid back horse. I try to get both in the same image, yeah. And I'm just refining what I've already done, and with a ballpoint you can work very refined actually, with hatchings and so on. It's a nice medium. And now I want to work a little bit more on the background. This is just printer paper, so I have to be careful not to draw too much at the same spot. You know, sometimes I use paper on which I can work endlessly and it doesn't change from appearance, but when I use printer paper it starts to deform a little bit when you work on it very thoroughly, so one has to watch out for that. Working on the background a little bit. And you can call this a sort of layered approach. First roughly sketching the horse, and later on with a more refined approach you finish the drawing. And yeah, it can be the best of both worlds if you're lucky. I like the sketchy nature of this drawing, but there's also a certain kind of refinement which I like. And sometimes it's when you take a little break or something that you start to work more refined automatically, because you've taken a rest or something. Oh, I need to do this. And I try not to draw just a circle, but to have these dark appearance of metal, just some accentuations to get that circle. I'm trying to get this right, these bands. I don't think this is not totally correct, but we can try to make it work anyway. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you see a bit more, and I can have a bit more oversight. I actually like this approach, by the way, to start with a very sketchy approach and finish it with a more refined approach. So here again I'm trying to draw this metal, and I just put accentuations here, and I have to look for these circles. Just some suggestions of the forms is enough, actually, and then I can proceed with these tonal values. Oops, I should be careful so you can see what I'm doing here. If you have any questions about this, you can ask them in the comments, please. So, and maybe I can do some sort of Q&A one day, if there are enough questions in the comments. And see where this hairs. Sometimes you see me measuring, and I look at a certain diagonal and I copy that here, or look for a certain coordinate. Now I have to make this darker to get this lighter area here. It's a beautiful horse, by the way. And you can find a lot of nice source photographs on the website that I mentioned, and anyway, it's all free. I want to have something in the background on this area here. Because I have my phone here, I tend to forget this area. Oops. What I'm doing now. Up. I bought this little ballpoint today, so I'm trying this out. I really liked the small form, the design of it. It was 80 cents. It's just a cheap ballpoint, so you can use any ballpoint. Sometimes the cheapest ones are the nicest to work with. And how far do you go in drawing such a horse? I mean, the paper ends here, so that's... I'm not going to tape another piece of paper now. It's getting late and I'm going to finish this soon. And I'm looking at... I think I want this head to be the lightest area, so I'm a little bit bothered by this. But this is nice here, so maybe this should be lightest, and this is also light. And I think I finish it with this. I made this a little bit darker, so this is lightest within this area. And I leave it. I'm not sure about this. Maybe a little bit. I leave it at this. Thank you for watching and please subscribe. Thank you.